For Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors have won the NBA championship, and for Steph, it's his first Finals MVP and his fourth title, and he joins an elite group of people who have won 4 championships, 2 league MVPs, and at least 1 Finals MVP. And that list includes names like LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan. But conversations about Steph Curry and the way he transformed basketball are bringing people to the mindset of years from now, when we who are getting to watch Steph Curry live play, will we be telling younger generations, you should have seen that guy? And forcing people to go to YouTube to see videos of how great a shooter he was and how great a ball handler he was and how great a player he was overall, because all they'll know is the past with Steph Curry. And they'll say, okay, yeah, this guy looks like he's great, but was he really? Just like our fathers and our mothers might have been telling us how great Wilt Chamberlain was before we got a chance to actually see video of him. So it got me to thinking, who in sports during my lifetime, if you will I be telling my children and grandchildren, you should have seen this guy? Because there are some players who've transcended their sport. Now, don't misunderstand me. There's a difference between a great player and a special performer. Now, everybody's going to say, okay, yeah, you lived during the Tom Brady era, and I'm sure Tom Brady's going to be at the top of your list. Well, no, he's not. Tom Brady was very, very good, but I don't believe Tom Brady was special. Tom Brady was a winner. He's the greatest champion in the history of sports. But what I see when I see Tom Brady, I see a football equivalent of Tim Duncan. I see in Tom Brady a player who's just so smart and so much more fundamentally sound and smarter than his opponent that he wins all the time because he makes fewer mistakes than everyone else. That's what I see when I see Tom Brady. It's the same thing that I see when I see Tim Duncan. But when you're talking about special, and we'll start with football for this, we're talking about guys like Deion Sanders and Randy Moss and Michael Vick and Lawrence Taylor. Guys who were so good and who could do things that no one else could do, such that they are YouTube darlings. They are the guys that ESPN became famous for showing. They are the guys that you have to see tape of this guy, because nobody that's playing today is this guy. Those are the guys we're talking about. Deion and Moss and LT and Michael Vick. In basketball, you're talking about guys like Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan and Vince Carter and Dominique Wilkins. Guys who brought the ooh and the ah. A lot of people are going to say LeBron James. LeBron James is very, very skilled. Kevin Durant is very, very skilled. But what they are is what these guys were. Kevin Durant is 7 foot tall, and Anthony Davis is 7 foot tall, and they have guard handles and they can shoot from anywhere on the floor. Yes, that's true. But so could Larry Bird at 6'9". So could Charles Barkley at 6'4". But they are not special. They are just the new wave of player. Special is a 6'9" guy who runs the point and is faster than every other player on the floor and leads the league in steals while also leading the league in assists. Special is a guy like Michael Jordan who could beat other teams by himself on just sheer athleticism. Special is a guy like Dominique Wilkins or Vince Carter who were doing dunk contest dunks in the course of games. And any other guy that comes after that doing the same kind of thing is basically a copy or a replica of these guys. And in baseball, if you don't know these names, you need to know these names. Randy Johnson, a 6'10" extremely skinny pitcher who could reach up to 100 miles an hour on the radar gun and would strike out 20 guys at a time. Ricky Henderson, who was one of the fastest guys in the game, who could steal 100 bases every year, but was also a good enough hitter to bat 300 and hit 25 home runs. Ricky Henderson holds the record for runs scored. Ricky Henderson holds the record for stolen bases, sitting some 600 bases better than the next best guy. But Ricky Henderson also bat leadoff and holds the record for most games where he hit a home run as the first guy to go to bat for his team. And none of these records are reachable. So you're talking about a guy who could run, who could hit, who could field, and who could do things in baseball that nobody else was doing or could do. And one other guy that I want to mention in baseball, steroids or not, Mark McGwire. Mark McGwire, as a skinny, pre-steroided rookie, hit 49 home runs when the record for home runs as a rookie was 30. He hit 49, and hitting 50 home runs in baseball is an accomplishment that few were reaching at that point, that few reached today, but even few were reaching at that point, and he almost did it as a rookie in his first full year in baseball. Pre-steroids. And steroids or not, Mark McGwire was one of the first guys who opposing teams' fans would come to the stadium to watch take batting practice. Mark McGwire was a guy who, when he played for the St. Louis Cardinals, yes, this was during his steroid days, but when he played for the St. Louis Cardinals ran a promotion such that they called their third deck Big Mac Land. And when I say third deck, I'm talking about 3 levels up the extremely cheap seats. They called their third deck Big Mac Land, such that if Mark McGwire hit a home run into the third deck, everyone in attendance would get a free Big Mac. Now, the idea that the St. Louis Cardinals were willing to buy Big Macs for some 20,000, 30,000 fans was crazy enough. But the notion that Mark McGwire would hit a home run into the third deck as a standard practice was absolutely ludicrous to think of, but it was something they believed could happen on a regular basis, so they were willing to run a promotion and get people to pay money to sit in the cheap seats because there was the notion that a home run ball would reach there, and then if it did, everybody in the stadium would get a free Big Mac. This was absolutely ludicrous. The Yankees didn't do this with Reggie Jackson or Babe Ruth. The Yankees aren't doing this today with Aaron Judge. The A's didn't do this with Jose Canseco. Nobody was doing this. Neither the Pirates nor the Giants did this with Barry Bonds. The Braves didn't do it with Hank Aaron. Nobody was doing this, but there was an idea that Mark McGwire was going to hit balls into the third deck on a regular basis, and they were going to be giving away free Big Macs. This is what I mean when I mean special. This is what I mean when I mean you have to go out and take a look. Must-see TV. ESPN breaks in just to show this guy. And Steph Curry is becoming that guy in the NBA. He's becoming that guy in basketball. Today, we get to see Steph Curry in action. We get to watch his games. NBA League Pass. We get to watch his games. But years from now, when he's no longer playing, those of us who got to see him live will be looking back at Steph Curry and saying, you should have seen this guy. He was transcendent. He was great. There was nobody else in the league at the time like him, and there was nobody else before or since like him. But there are probably other guys, and I'd welcome your comments on who you think were those other guys. Remember to like and share this video, and visit my new website at the description of the link below, and follow me on Facebook at Eric J on Sports 1, and on Instagram and Twitter at Eric J on Sports. And for Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think.